Hey President's Club, it's Matt. I want to talk to you about what we covered today, which was when traditional selling actually applies. So I wanted to provide you a brief recap of what we discussed. So there are some basic traditional selling methodologies. One is the yes, yes, yes close. One is the impending event close. One is just spewing out features and benefits. One's the alternative of choice close. And the other is the assumptive close. So let's talk about when these actually apply. First and foremost, features and benefits. What we all agreed to in our conversation today is features and benefits do actually apply in selling, however, using them at the right time. So specifically with Sandler, we want to leverage features and benefits when we get to the fulfillment stage. And we want to be really cautious not to paint seagulls in our prospects' pictures. Granted, there's certain details with our products and services that we have a fiduciary responsibility to provide to our clients. That being said, we also need to be cautious not to over-provide details that perhaps our client doesn't need. Beyond that, we talked about the yes, yes, yes close. The yes, yes, yes close can be a great closing technique. Maybe not even a real closing technique. Let's call it a confirmation technique. So the yes, yes, yes technique can be used to re-clarify your prospect's pain. Also, in some cases, to paint the pain for a prospect to make sure that you're on the same page. I wouldn't use it as a closing technique, rather I would use it as a confirmation technique. Next was the impending event close. We all talked about the impending event close, and the time to use the impending event is when it's actually true, right? So there's some circumstances in your world where impending events really do apply. For example, perhaps someone filled out paperwork, did meds, maybe there's some impending event or element that you have to abide by. But the key with that is make sure your prospects actually care about that impending event. The example I used was in my medical device days, where we used impending events all the time to try to sell bulk supplies. But we never asked our prospects, do you care? Do you feel like you're overpaying to begin with? In fact, they didn't. So the impending event close never actually worked, right? Next was the alternative choice close. Alternative choice closes can be great for trying to schedule a meeting. It can also be really good for that S or C personality who has a hard time deciding when there's an infinite number of choices. The concern here is just to be really cautious how you're using the alternative choice close. You may, in fact, paint an idea of a prospect's picture of what they want when they really don't want it. We talked about buying a car. If someone needs a Ford Taurus and that's what they really told you they want, but yet you show them the Cadillac, now all of a sudden the Taurus may not look so good. So be really cautious on using the alternative choice close. And lastly, the assumptive close. We talked about how that might make sense to use when you're just at your wit's end with a prospect and that object is at rest and you want to get them to move one way or another. At that point in time, no is maybe the best thing you can hear. So I encourage you to take these practices, try to actually apply them this week. I gave you the worksheet on the back of your agenda for you to list out when you would use this and perhaps start to write out your own dialogue. Do that. Next week when we come to President's Club, I'm going to try to help hold all of you accountable on applying this on your own world. And one thing I am going to do is I'm going to eliminate the word try, and I'm actually going to do it. I encourage you to do so as well. Thanks so much. Happy selling. Have a great week.